Hello viewers, I have a question for you all. Have you ever listened the story of past from your grandparents talking about their schools and college life? Do you feel it interesting and thrilling? Hearing their escapades and adventures? Are these stories, experience arranged in order along with evidences? These stories and experience enrich our knowledge about the past, and also we are able to compare it with present and the past. Let us start with the story. This story is called Human Civilization. Economic activities, political system, family and society. When we talk about the social science, it is the systematic and scientific study of society, which include all the above. The systematic and scientific study of human civilization and past is called history. So, we talk about the history. You can see the chronology, the order and the development of human being. This is called the timeline. In above picture, you can see the earth is very old. So, you can see the development of human being right from the starting of civilization to the present form of the modern era. Let us check the timeline of the earth, how the present earth came into being. So, what is the timeline? Student, in above mentioned picture, you have seen the evolution of human civilization in different times. To identify the process of development of human civilization, we use timeline. Now, the question may arise in your mind that what is timeline? What is the requirement of timeline? So, the answer is timeline is a visual representation of event in chronological order. Example of a simple timeline: prehistorical period, ancient period, medieval period and the modern period. Now, we move towards the next. Now, how is the time measured in the history? At present, Gregorian calendar is commonly used worldwide. In the West, the conventional year for Jesus Christ's birth has generally been taken to the starting point of the calendar. Years are counted forward from this point and used to be marked with AD, that is Anno Domini. Now, in place of AD and BC, we are using CE and BCE. That is means that CE stand for Common Era and BCE stand for Before Common Era. So, how the time is calculated? Calculation of the time. Time is calculated in decades, centuries and millennium. Students, you are all interested in cricket and you have heard about the centuries of Sachin Tendulkar and Virat Kohli. So, you may discuss the events of past decade and 20th century with older people. Decade refers to 10 years. So, all the events associated with last 10 years or next 10 years which are coming up are considered as a decade. Century refers to the 100 years and millennium refers to 1000 years. Students and viewers, you can discuss famous names of previous decades, previous centuries or even previous millennium, like Chandragupta Maurya, famous musician and singer K.L. Sehgal, famous music maestro Kishore Kumar, famous player Sachin Tendulkar. You can discuss, you can identify the decade and the century they belong to. Now, the next, sources of the history. While talking to your grandparents and your parents, you might have asked the question to them that is it authentic? Is it a real incident? Now, coming to the next question, how do we know about the past? There may be authentic and non-authentic sources and evidences. As social science is a scientific study of the past, we must find some object, evidences to justify the events and the stories. We can use different sources for it: written sources, archaeological sources, traveling accounts, literary sources, religious and non-religious categories are there in this account, coins and the pottery. And I want to remind you all that we have received a variety of the traveling account from the pilgrimages like Xuanzang and Foshiang. Now, in the present contemporary scenario, we can use the traveling accounts of the great sacred Sangam of Prayagraj, which is going on. So, students, you can arrange the dates and events of your family members, also attach the photo events along with them, and it can integrate the timeline along with the sources of the history. There are different coins, there are different buildings that you can explore, you can travel, you can visit, that will clarify the basic concept about the timeline and the sources of the history. So, today we have discussed about the timeline, how the time is calculated in the history, and the sources, different sources which brings the history into the scientific manner, scientific stream. Thank you all. Thank you, viewers.